right, guys, welcome back to Trailer Trash Talk. Let's start with the first one, Cowboys and Aliens. Every time I see a trailer for this movie, I get more and more and more excited.
I just want to see it like tomorrow.
I am the dissenter. I think this looks stupid and awful.
What?
Oh, man.
Oh.
Can I tell you what sold me for it? Like, past, directed by Jon Favreau, and starring Harrison Ford and Daniel Craig. Sam Rockwell's in that movie.
Yeah, that did surprise me. In the most recent preview, I saw that.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know he was in that.
This just adds like a whole nother element to me to go see that movie, because I love Sam Rockwell.
When they first announced Harrison Ford, Daniel Craig movie, I'm like, oh my god, let's see this. They show the preview, I'm like, this looks so stupid.
Really?
I am so disappointed.
I think it looks so cool.
The only thing keeping me at all hoping is Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm checked out.
This is like what a good Jonah Hex movie could have been, like a good Western with like crazy aliens and technology thrown in. Like, it looks like, and you have a great cast. Like, that's just an all-star cast.
You do have a lot of good people
amazing
in this movie. I think this is one of those movies that the idea sounds so absurd that people are turned off of it, but I mean, you gotta admit, the effects look awesome. Like, everything looks a lot cooler, and it looks more serious than the title gives you.
I agree, but so far the execution that I'm seeing in the trailer, I think looks silly and stupid. I might be proven wrong, and maybe I will because my expectations are so low.
Of all the movies coming out right now, this is what you have low expectations for.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of sad.
But the other ones I've given up hope on.
I see.
Yeah.
So do you still have a little bit of hope for this?
I do.
Okay, as long as you have a little hope.
Movie I have absolutely no hope for.
None of us do.
The new Twilight movie.
Breaking Dawn.
I could give a shit less, honestly.
I didn't read the books. I have no desire to. I saw the first one and I realized that I had like broken a part of my soul. But I was at a party once and the kid was like, "This is how awful these movies are." A girl explained to me what happens in this one, and like there's pregnant vampire babies that like have to get bitten out with vampire teeth and shininess, and it makes no sense.
Well, I saw this Friday before I saw Super 8.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching it, and I don't know, a minute and a half. I guess that's how long the trailer was. I saw like no action. It was clips of them looking to get married. I'm like, this looks stupid. There's no action.
That was intense.
I don't even know what
preteen. That was intense for a preteen, man.
And I was so disappointed. I'm like, God, I hope Super 8 doesn't suck, because
this
preview does.
It broke a part of your soul,
It
didn't
did. I can't believe I saw it.
I remember I was dragged to the first one because my buddy had a girlfriend and she had a friend. They're like, "Oh, let's go to the movie." And this is before I knew anything about it. So I'm like, all right, teenage vampires. How terrible can this be?
You had no
idea. And I jinxed myself because it was god awful.
I watched that whole movie in between like 7 other girls who just cooed and like awed the whole movie, and I walked out of it feeling slightly brainwashed. And I knew that I was as a woman, that like the romance of this movie had brainwashed me, and I was like, never again.
And you know what? Like above anything, like above all the glittering and everything else, like they played baseball and it's thunder. Like I was. Whatever. I know everyone's gonna go see this movie anyways, it's Team Edward and Team Jacob. I don't care. I can't wait for it to be done so we can go past this dark chapter.
Team Paleface and Team Tan Guy.
Another one I know you guys are excited for.
It looks really cute.
The Smurfs.
Okay, you know what? I was like not at all excited to watch this trailer, and then I watched the trailer and it looks funny. Like it looks like they're gonna do a good job of it. And Neil Patrick Harris is hilarious either way. So you have a win there. The little 3D graphics are cute and adorable, and the Smurfs are hilarious.
I gotta say, and I don't know what the tie-in here was, but I saw the first Smurfs trailer before Thor. And I'm like, whatever, I grew up with the Smurfs, the original cartoon, whatever. And I watched it, I'm like, wow, this doesn't look all that bad.
No.
I'm actually kind of surprised. And I have 2 kids, I've seen Alvin and the Chipmunks, I've seen Hop, and so when I saw this, I was like, wow, I will actually go see this with the kids.
I understand it's a kid's movie, but I'm just not at that
stage in your life yet?
Point to watch these kids. Like, I don't know, there's a difference where like Pixar can do kids movies and it's still entertaining to adults. I feel like this isn't going to be entertaining to anyone but children.
I think some of the humor was sort of more adult in its own way. It was just the Smurf as a verb and everything else.
Yeah, Smurf being used for just about every type of word on the planet Earth. So
every literary device possible.
Whatever.
I love it. I think it'll be cute.
Now, a movie I'm very stoked on just by this trailer is John Carpenter's new one, The Ward. Holy crap! It's John Carpenter and he looks awesome.
And he's been out of play for a while.
He really has.
So it looks like it's going to be good. I agree.
I think that it looks like every other horror movie that I go see, where it's going to be scary and awesome, and the acting and everything's going to be right on point. However, I'm going to be able to call everything that happens in this movie.
You might, but I'm still
going to go watch it.
I'm kind of with Jim, though. I'm excited to see John Carpenter again.
Yeah.
Me too.
More than anything. That's
Totally,
what I'm
I am
excited
too.
to see.
And I like the setting. Obviously, they show it in the preview with the Ward, but and I'll give a shout out to my Ohio University's film school peeps. It looks just like where we would film a lot called The Ridges, which was a closed down insane asylum right there on the banks of the river. And we all filmed in there, all took little tours in there, and there was actually a myth with this girl when they were moving out of the asylum and closing it down. This one woman stayed behind. And they found her corpse years later, and supposedly it made an angel burn in the wood, and it was creepy as all get out. I have no idea how true it is.
That's scarier than the actual.
But watching the preview, that's all I could think of is just walking in the ridges and being like, oh my God, this is
When I
creepy
watched
as
the
all get out.
preview, I thought, oh, it's Sucker Punch without the weird effects and soundtrack, and it's scary.
Nah, I don't know.
That's where my mind went.
There was a great independent horror movie called Session 9, which
Session 9 was great.
and I haven't seen another one kind of set in that
Session
sort of.
9, you want to know something, little fact about that? The insane asylum they shot that in was the original inspiration for Arkham Asylum, the Batman comic.
Oh wow, that's
Oh, that's
awesome.
even
Now
more
I have to
creepy.
watch this. Is it on Netflix?
It was on Netflix.
It
I
was.
don't know if
It
it is
still
anymore.
might be, but no. Session 9 was good, and it was funny. I was gonna bring that up. That it kind of has that Session 9 feel to it, but it's not run down yet.
No,
you know,
no.
it's
Still open and
Yeah.
operating, which is
And
can be more scary.
I couldn't tell is the Ward. It looks like a throwback movie, right? It looks like it's like maybe late '60s.
It could be. I'm not
I
sure.
wasn't. It just I saw some of the clothes
The
they were
outfits,
wearing and
yeah.
stuff. It looked like it could have been, which I always like too. You know, I kind of like when it's not modern because it adds like a different element to it.
And on a little goofier note, and this didn't give much away, but we watched a preview for The Inbetweeners, an English comedy. I'm a big fan of English comedies.
So am
I love English comedy.
All this really showed looked like teenage guys, maybe college age.
It looked like
Walking
Bourbon Street.
around.
Walking
Yeah.
down the street and seeing what was, I thought, kind of funny. I guess in the English eyes, a lot of these girls were good looking, but to me, some of them were like, ugh,
Yeah,
I
there
can't
was,
believe.
there was a couple
tan,
on there that I'm just.
Yeah, like
Platinum blonde hair.
So maybe it's an English thing. I
Did
don't
you
know.
see the
but-
guys dressed as Smurfs in that trailer?
Yes,
Yeah,
we did.
exactly.
Yes, we
See.
And like super buff guys with tribal tattoos.
Yeah.
And
But I just think this could be a really good movie and looks funny. And it has the English
I
humor
love British
potential.
humor, so absolutely.
I think it'll be too, just because there's all the things that we did when we were young, or that we do now. Ha ha ha, we're not young yet.
Yeah.
When you were young, things you did when you were young. Sorry.
back in the day.
That you don't really see in a lot of American movies. Like you kind of did with American Pie, but that was sort of on a different level. Like it was way over the top. Whereas these are just the things in this movie that like you sort of experience on a day-to-day basis, like going to parties and hanging out with people, you know, and going on trips with your friends and stuff. So I'm really stoked to see it, especially with dry British humor. 'Cause it'll be hilarious.
Yeah, I'm sold on just that angle.
And the
I
Brits
love
drink a
British
lot,
humor.
so it'll be hilarious.
All right, so that's it for Trailer Cast Talk this week. Be sure to check back next week.
And let us know what you think.